Hi, this is David Gawley from Pentagon Solutions, and I'm going to take a look at creating a title sheet in Revit 2012. Same principle applies to Revit MEP and Revit Structure. This is a common question I get asked, and it really is very straightforward and easy to do. So I have my existing project and I need to create a new title sheet that's custom to my company. So how would I get started? Well, what you want to do is under New is you go to create new title block. And with the title block, it'll bring up an RFT file, which is a family template file. I select the family template that I want. In this case, it's AO, and it'll bring me in. The thing you can do is you can import existing AutoCAD title sheets, but Revit won't understand the likes of attributes, and the elements such as text properties can be exploded out. I'm not going to do that in this case. I'm just going to simply go from scratch. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to draw some line details in here. I'm going to draw a rectangle here, or some lines, just to get my border in. Okay, I'm just going to change the size of that, so I'm going to make that around 280, and let's pop that out 65. That's perfect. I'm going to offset some of these lines down here because this is where I want to have my label information, and I'm probably just going to use the offset around 15 mil. So let's bring a couple lines down there, 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Again, we can use the trim functions, etc. I'm not too worried about that. This is my title sheet. That's the way I want it. I want 8 lines of information split over the 4 rows. Okay, we'll go back to home and we'll create a line in here. Okay, so that's my box information that I want. What I need to do is put some text details in here. But because my company logo is an image, I'm going to insert my image. So I simply go to Insert, go to Image, and I can pick up my Pentagon logo from a desktop. I'm going to give it a position. I'm not too worried about the size because I'm just roughly getting it in to actually crop the size down like so and pop it in. So in the title sheet we can put text information, but it's very important to put in labels. Text information is going to be information that you're not going to change. So I'm going to go to Text. You can see the default text styles in here, 8 and 12. Well, that doesn't really suit me. I'm going to edit the type and duplicate this out because I really want to have 3.5mm text. That'd be pretty much standard. So I'm going to change the text size in here. So I've duplicated the 8mm out and I'm creating a text size of 3.5. So I can put my text information in. I'm going to do a little box like that, and I'm going to fill out the information. So I'm going to say Pentagon Solutions NI Limited and give the address 189, that's Road West, that's in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and we'll put in the postcode. So you would fill out all the information such as telephone details, any information that you need in. And finally I'll put the email. So this is title information that's not going to be changed. Simply click away, and again that's my text information in. But what I want to do as well is I need to fill out my title sheet information here, like project name, project number. But I need to tell it what it is just as a text denotation in here. So I'm going to say project name. What I'm going to do with this text, I'm going to get it in position. I'm just going to nudge it across. I just use my move, like so, and I'm going to simply select it and go to copy. So when I go to copy, I'm going to make sure it's a multiple. I'm going to copy this into multiple positions. Now obviously I'm not going to have 8 project names. I'm going to change this text information in here. But this is something very similar to what you would do in AutoCAD or LT, etc. in there. So we're going to call project name, we're going to have project number. We're going to change in here to put client name. And we're going to call this sheet. Sheet number. And here we'll put sheet title. You do need to be careful, you just need to leave a wee bit of space for the labels. And we'll say drawn by check by, or say design by. Well, finally we'll do approve by. So that's all our information. This is a title sheet again from scratch, so you can see we've got text information in here. That text information will not change. What we want to do is add in a label. Now a label is intelligent to pick up the project information from Revit, and how we add the label in is we simply go to home, and we can actually create a label. So on my label, again, I've only 8 and 12 mil in there. That's default as Revit's installed. I'm going to edit the type. I'm going to pop the text size out. Actually, we're going to duplicate that. We're going to call it 3.5 millimeter label, and we're going to change that text size to 3.5 and hit OK. So it's asking for the position of the label. So as soon as I click, it actually brings up the various categories that we actually have in here. So you can see project name. So because project name's actually in the Revit project, it'll automatically fill the information in. So I can simply get the label, click it in, and hit OK. So you can see the project name. So again, project name's too big. We can stretch this out. Obviously just need to tweak the size. So let's pop that in. Let's edit the type. Didn't hold the 3.5 millimeters. That's easily changed like so. Important thing in project in the labels is you want to make sure that they're actually long enough to fit in. If not, they'll actually go to the second line. Rather than doing each one of these individually, I'm going to copy. So again, just going to go to copy and copy it into position. And again, this is something very, very similar to what you do in AutoCAD or any other CAD products. The thing is, that's project name. I need to change these, so we simply go and edit the label. So where it had name, I remove it, and I'm going to take it to project number. Okay, I'm going to change this one to client. And again, obviously you would do a bit of testing in this, so I'm going to scroll up, client name, add that in, remove project. Project name, which is sheet number now, again we'll remove that, and I'm going to go down and we'll say sheet name. Actually it's sheet number. Hit OK. Again, that's all very easy to change. If you make a mistake, you won't get it right first time. It'll take a wee bit of tweaking. So let's go into sheet title, which is sheet name, and let's do drawn by. So again, this is from first principles. Hopefully you'll be able to follow this. Very easy to create title sheets in Revit architecture or structure or MEP. Nothing very complicated. So let's say design by. And finally, we've got approved by. So we'll just scroll up and we'll look for approved by. There we go, because it's alphabetic. And we'll hit OK. So we've got my title sheet ready to go. Again, I can add in more information in here, such as disclaimers or all drawing or all measurements in millimeters, etc. Again, that's quite important. You would give it a final check just to make sure everything is OK. Okay, now we're ready to go. We save the sheet out. So we go save as. We save it as a family now, so this is where it becomes an RFA file. I'm going to pop this out to my title or to my desktop, but you would put it on a server location. I'm going to call it title sheet Pentagon A0 and hit save. Now, ideally, I would load this into my default project template as well, but what I'm simply going to do is I'm just going to load in the project because I've already got my project in the background. Load in the project, and that's it loaded. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new sheet. So we're going to go into sheets. I'm going to right click and go to new sheet, and you can see my title sheet Pentagon AO. If I didn't go load in the project, I could just simply load from another location, but it's better practice to actually put it in your actual template file. So I'm just going to click on it and hit OK. You'll see that it's taken the project information automatically, and it's filled all this details out. Where's the project information come from? Under manage, you can see project information and you can fill it in. The details that it doesn't know the name of the sheet, the author, the designer, or the approver. That's information I would fill in. So I would say, look, I've drawn it. I'm also the designer. but in this case I'm not the approver, someone else is. The title sheet, I'm going to call this elevations, and what I'm just going to do is simply test it. I'm going to drag and drop in my elevations. Let's populate these in. My east, my north, again my south, and if I can fit it in, my west. So again, I've got my new title sheet. I've got my title sheet ready to go. If I create any new sheet based on that, if I create another new sheet, you'll see that it fills in the project information, but it goes to a different sheet title, and that's quite important. So that's how you create title sheets in a nutshell in Revit. One last point, as I said earlier on, you would want to make sure that you would load that into your default Revit template. I'm David Gawley, thanks for listening.